start each routine with the movement of what I call structural integrity. This movement, trace, helps to reduce the tendency for the shoulders to round forward, helping us to maintain a good posture. It's essential to execute every move in what I call neutral spine posture. You could draw a plumb line from the ear through the shoulder and into the hip, without excessive arch in the low back or the cervical spine when you have achieved the neutral spine posture. As a rule, I like to start each routine with the largest muscle groups to the smallest. That way, as you begin to fatigue, you can maintain form as necessary. These are called wall squats with the Swiss ball to provide some stability without relying on the guided pattern that we get with the machines. This way, your proprioceptive or kinesthetic sense, your balance, is being challenged. Primary muscle groups in this activity are the glutes and the quads, or front thighs. The secondary and tertiary muscle groups supporting this movement are the core, including the abdominal and low back muscles, the adductor or inner thighs, and the hamstring. With the next exercise, I'd like to introduce what's called hip hinging. This is where we maintain the neutral spine posture we created in the last exercise, but lean forward from the hip region. The primary muscle groups in this movement are the middle and upper back. Make sure you keep the core engaged in order to protect the low back region. The next movement, incline fly, targeting the central and upper chest region, is executed in what's called a split stance. This helps improve stability in the core region, including the glutes and the abdominals. Also, it helps with the balance since the feet are aligned one in front of the other. Side laterals for the shoulders. Simply stand on the band, leaving yourself enough slack so you can raise the hands up to the level of the shoulders. You should finish with wrist, elbows, and shoulders being on the same level. Notice there's a slight bend in the elbows. Lock joints or stress joints. Moving on to the smaller body parts, this is for the biceps or the front upper arms. Notice that we maintain the neutral spine posture we talked about earlier. The core must also be engaged with the navel slightly drawn in, creating a slight pressure within the abdominal cavity. Notice the arms are level with the horizon. This helps reduce the tendency to recruit the rest of the body to execute the movement. Now to the back side of the arms. This is for the triceps. What we'll do is hip hinge like we learned earlier, keeping the neutral spine posture but bending forward from the hips. Notice the elbows stay locked by the side so we can isolate the back of the arms. Next, we move on to balance. Proprioception, or your kinesthetic sense. This is your body's awareness of where their parts are in space without having to stop and consciously think about it. It's important not to just work in one plane. Notice I'm working in 3 here. Let's finish with an upper level beginner or intermediate core exercise. I call these Swiss body rollouts. Notice that the body remains in that neutral spine posture, and in the full plank position you could draw that plumb line from the ear through the shoulder, the hips, knees, and ankles. The core must be engaged. Draw it in slightly, provide a little bit of pressure within the abdominal cavity in order to stabilize the region. Take your time, hold the plank position for at least a 3 to 5 count.